Hi, a very good day I wish to all of you. Welcome to our forum for the subject TSLB 3163 Curriculum Studies. As we know that the issue regarding roles of the teachers in curriculum implementation is a current big issue. Each enables you to think about the topic that we had highlighted, and we are trying to solve the issues together by sharing a few beneficial and interesting idea and thought, which will be delivered by our guest today. So, in this forum, we would like to highlight a topic that is quite interesting to be discussed: the issues and roles of teachers in curriculum implementation. I'm sure that every one of us had own opinion and thoughts on this topic. Before we proceed to our forum, I'd like to introduce our panelists today. Let's welcome our first panelist for today. Can you introduce yourself?
Hi, Assalamualaikum and good day everyone. I'm the first panelist. So my name is Syazwi Aliah Binti Anuar. How about you, Miss Moderator? How are you today?
I'm feeling good today, Miss Awi. So next, the second panelist is Miss Sophia. So how are you today? Are you feeling good?
Yes, thank you, our moderator. Assalamualaikum and good evening, everyone. My name is Nurul Iman Sophia. It is an honor to be with you in this forum discussing about the current issues in the curriculum implementation. I am very interested with the topic because it's indeed a vital topic that we should put emphasis on to ensure that Malaysia has a good educational system.
So thank you, Miss Sophia. So before we start our forum in detail, let me give a brief explanation of what is curriculum. So according to Stomsky, 2012, a curriculum refers to a plan of action that is aimed at achieving desired goals and objectives. It is a set of learning activities meant to make the learners attain goals as perceived by the education system. And while another point of view stated by Daud and Su in the year 1992, curriculum refers to a plan that consists learning opportunities for a specific time frame and place, a tool that aims to bring about the behavioral changes in students as a result of planned activities and includes all learning experiences received by the students with the guidance and of the schools. So we can conclude that curriculum actually is a plan which help the students to achieve the learning study goals and objectives within the specific time frame. So next, what is curriculum implementation? Implementation refers to how the teachers deliver instruction and assessment through the use of specific resources provided in a curriculum. Curriculum designs generally provide instructional suggestions, scripts, lesson plans, and assessment options related to a set of objectives. So, why is it so important for us to implement curriculum in our classroom? So, there are a few aims of curriculum implementation actually. So, first, curriculum implementation helps to give the learner the appropriate or relevant content with the application of the learner's environment in order to make learning real. The second aim is it helps to ensure that the set goals and objectives are achieved. And lastly, it enables an effective or proper assessment and evaluation of the curriculum. So, as we know that there are few current issues in our curriculum implementation, for example, issue regarding literacy, access in education, equity, multilingualism, technological innovations, unity, and also regarding special needs. So, without wasting time, I'd like to point out my first question, and the question is regarding the integration of technological innovation in the classroom. So, Miss Awi, what are the common challenges that a teacher might face when integrating technological innovation in the classroom?
Okay, thank you, Ms. Moderator, for the brief explanation of the curriculum implementation and its importance. So, regarding your question, for starters, one challenge that was shared with me during an interview I with a teacher last time was most teachers were late in implementing the new innovation that were introduced to them in the school. So for me, in my opinion, one possible factors for this to happen is where the teacher are asked to do other work on top of their main job, which is teaching. Therefore, it delayed the implementation of the innovation in schools. So, for instance, we all know that teachers' responsibilities includes preparing lesson plans, material, assessing student as we know that centralized exam in the primary schools were abolished, and not only that, they were asked to do administrative tasks when it should be done by the office workers, and this caused teachers to put halt on things that does not in their priority list. So this can lead to inefficient implementation on certain programs or new changes that happen in the schools. So one article I've read before, it stress on the why teacher uh late of implementing the innovation, or they will have a lot of tasks, because according to NUTP's Secretary General Harry Tan in 2018 in an article, they said that they have received between 30 to 50 cases regarding stressed teachers every month. So this is caused by having redundant work in school instead of only focusing on teaching students. So this is because teachers are responsible to do work that is outside of their roles or work scope. So they are required to do various reports, such as registering student attendance online in the school system, and also in the physical logbook. So not only that, reporting the school level of cleanliness and safety, which was instead should be filed by the contractors appointed by the school, are among the redundant paperwork that teachers had to undertake on top of their roles to teach the student. So in conclusion, I think school should have a better system so that the teacher can focus on their main job. So that is one of the challenge that I've the common challenge that I've heard from a teacher itself. So that is all from me. Thank you. I shall pass the floor back to you, Ms. Moderator.
Thank you, Ms. Awi, for the interesting point of view regarding these challenges led in implementing the new innovation among the teachers when relating to technological innovations. So, how about you? What is your point of view, Ms. Sophia?
Yes, overall, I agree with panel one because those challenges mentioned by panel one actually can hinder the teachers from imparting the knowledge in the best manner when delivering the lesson to the students. Actually, while technology is being utilized more and more frequently in our education, many teachers are still struggling with integrating it in their classroom and still questioning if doing so is the right move for them to improve their students' learning. In fact, there are many numerous reasons where a teacher might shy away from new technology in the classroom, but once teachers has decided to further incorporate technology into the lesson plans, they actually have made the right choice to use the technology in the learning process of their students. So I think that's all from me, Ms. Moderator.
Thank you, Miss Sophia. Yes, it is correct that as teacher, there are some teachers that are still struggling with the use of technology into the classroom as the time change, all the pedagogical knowledge we need to use is actually change according to time. So as a solution to these challenges, I would say that we could encourage the teachers to participate in some training or workshop in order to improve their knowledge regarding this technological innovation. For example, teachers are encouraged to participate in training like professional development truth in service training, or we call it LDP. And it is actually one of the effective ways to expose the teacher to innovation. So next, we'll move on to the second question in this forum. So, what is the current issue in curriculum implementation based on our Malaysian education system?
That's a good question, Ms. Moderator. So, to answer this question, I would like to focus on the literacy issue in Malaysia, because literacy issue has been the common issues that never resolved. So, literacy issues actually include learning disabilities, having limited English language skills, limited access to the books, and also the school's ability to meet each student's reading challenges. Although the national education system put on the shoulders of the Ministry of Education Malaysia, actually it has successfully built the human capital of the country. Some gaps in the educational attainment still exist, particularly in issues related to literacy, proficiency of students, both in primary and also secondary schools. So why I choose this issue, it is because issue of literacy is a fundamental issue that contributes to high school dropout rates at primary and also secondary schools. So hence, I think that this issue is a major challenge in achieving the aims of the MOE and also provision of human capital. It is because the importance of literacy to human capital development of a country like Malaysia is actually urgent as a result of the continuous impact of globalization to the future and also well-being of the country. So to highlight this, I would like to point out a study, the recent study, which is that the critical level of overall literacy rate of 71.2% was significantly lower compared to the overall level of basic literacy rate, which is 95.2%. So from this finding, it actually reflects that the quality of the literacy among the students in Malaysia who have yet to achieve the objectives as outlined by the National Education Policy for the secondary education program. Although the overall level of basic literacy was high, the need to increase the critical literacy is even greater than the secondary school. This is because the critical literacy level actually involves the high-level generic skills such as critical and creative thinking, the ability to evaluate and also synthesize information from various resources. It is a prerequisite for students to follow the curriculum, which is more challenging in terms of diversity of the contents and also the skills of being taught.
Thank you, Miss Sophia, for such a good point regarding literacy issues in Malaysia. So, what is your opinion about the current issue in curriculum implementation in our Malaysian education system, Miss Awi?
Okay, thank you, Ms. Moderator, for the question. And that was a really remarkable point from Ms. Sophia. So in addition to Ms. Sophia's point, I would like to talk about how the access in education is also an issue in Malaysian education system. So as we all know that people are divided into few categories, which are people in the urban and the rural area. So when we are talking about urban and rural area, we can't just imagine people that lives in the village and the city itself. This is because we can also find many rural area in the city itself. For instance, a place called Sungai Penchala in Kuala Lumpur, where there are many people that doesn't does not afford most of the basic necessity in life, such as education. So because of they cannot afford for education, most family thought that it is better for their children to earn money by working odd jobs to support the family instead of going to school. So uh, why they think that education is something that they can afford is because they there are many things that they need to buy, such as they need to buy their children books, uniforms, shoes, stationery, and many more. And it is not only just like one time buy that can be used throughout the year, but every year they need to buy new books, new shoes, and new uniforms. So it is not an easy decision for the people live in the poverty in the rural area to send their child to school, in contrast of people that live in the urban area, where the family has most of the family has stable income, where they can afford all the basic necessities in life. So most of the student that went to school, most number just like Miss Sophia mentioned just now, most number of dropouts are high because the students that lives in the poverty in the rural area, they they uh uh they had the most drop out from schools. So this is because they feel that if they have learned the basic education, which are reading, writing, and arithmetic, it is enough for them to live and continue their life and working so that they can communicate with each other, and they can count money. So from this we can see clearly that not all students can get access to education, even though that the government schools offer free education. Even though that the government offers free education, there are many other side factors that does not allow them to go to school. So not only that, the school in rural area also can afford to give most of the facilities and necessities that urban schools have. So most of the infrastructure in the rural area schools, they are outdated and cannot be used or dangerous by the teachers and the students itself. So not only that, poor internet connection also is the biggest challenge faced by teachers in the rural area. So as teacher, they would want to show their students videos on internet or getting materials to be used in the classroom from the internet itself, but they cannot do so because of the poor internet connection. So for me, that is all the point that I can give to you right now, because I would not dare to drag on this point too long. Thank you. I will pass it to you, Miss Moderator.
Thank you, Miss Awi. I'm totally agree with your point of view regarding the access in education between the urban and rural areas. And the internet connection problem has become one of the biggest issue, as especially during the pandemic of COVID-19. It become such a big challenge for all those who are in the rural areas to get to school, to get into their classroom, because everything is online during that situation. So without wasting time, let us move on to the third question for today's forum. So how can the role of the teacher help to overcome some of the current issue in the new curriculum? So I'd like to invite Miss Sophia to answering this question.
Thank you, Ms. Moderator. To answer this question, I would like to focus the role of the teachers in implementing the curriculum in the classrooms. So, as teachers, becoming role models for reading and literacy can go a long way to developing a love of reading in a student. So, talking about this, have you heard about the EAR program? No?
Sorry,
Okay. Yes, okay. This program is actually the words there refers to is a short term for drop everything and read. So this activity is a great way to give students an educational or unplanned break between the lessons. So through this program, between lessons, teacher will have the students to read the book of their choosing, showing that reading can be done at any time, even though in the classroom when the teachers are learning and they take a break to read any books that the children likes. So the combination of self-selected reading materials and the encouragement of someone they look up to deliver positive reinforcement of their hobby. So in this program, the teachers will encourage their students to read a book to improve their literacy skills. So based on this program, students actually will want to read more as a result. So from that, teachers can improve the students' literacy skills and also encourage them to read books. To add on, actually all children need to learn to read and write from the beginning and at the young age because they will need to use it and practice these skills across the curriculum. So teachers need to make sure that they utilize all available resources to engage the children in wanting to learn and extend their literacy skills across the range of subjects. So in this case, the teachers can use technology in the teaching and learning session to grab the pupils' attention and make them engage in the lesson. So from my findings, I actually found that there are some excellent literacy websites to help the students to develop strong reading skills. These websites actually provide access to a treasure trove of resources, lesson plans, activities, interactive games, web tools, and also several other reading materials to enhance students' reading comprehensions. In addition, the parents also can get access to these websites to guide their children when they are teaching literacy. So I am very interested to share about the two popular websites that can help the students to improve their literacy skills, which is one of them is the Reading Egg. So in this website, it offers self-paced and easy to follow reading games, lessons, and activities. So we know that students they love to learn while playing games because like games is part of their childhood experience. So this website keeps students motivated while including the animation, songs, fun characters, and also rewards. So there are also over 3,000 online books for kids. So each of them will include comprehension check questions to improve the understanding of the students. Also, Reading X provides parents with access to detailed progress reports such as full color downloadable activity sheets, which parents can use to guide their students at home. So the next website is the Story Place. So this website it offers children with the virtual experience of going to the library and also participating in the same types of activities in the library with the physical locations. So this website doesn't need the students to go to the library to access to the real books because they can access it through just this website. So this website is launched in 2000. So it is has been redesigned to present favorite stories and also activities in a format compatible with desktop and mobile devices. So when it is designed to be compatible with desktop and mobile devices, parents can easily download this website or apps to guide their child in improving their literacy skills. That's all from me, Miss Moderator.
Thank you, Miss Sophia, for sharing such an interesting way to improve or to solve the problem, the literacy issue among the students, which regarding the concept of DEAR, drop everything and read. And it is a very useful concept for the teachers to use it and help the students to overcome their issues in literacy. And other than that, Miss Sophia also mentioned about the point where the use of technological things in the classroom, for example, like games or online storybooks. For example, the website that Miss Sophia had mentioned just now, Story Place, it is a very useful way for the teachers. And it is also quite interesting for the students as they actually can go online and read the books or play the game by themselves, and indirectly they can learn and improve their literacy skills. So it is a very good way actually, for both the teachers and the students in increasing and solving their problem and issues in when regarding to literacy. So now let's hear from Ms. Syazwi's point of view. How can the role of teacher help to overcome some of the current issue in the new curriculum?
Okay, thank you, Ms. Moderator. So, without wasting time, so in my point of view that from in the access in education, so teachers' role in overcoming this issue happening in the current curriculum is to implement all the skills and knowledge that they have gained during their training period as teacher training. Uh, uh, and be creative and innovative with their teaching methods. So as teachers, we know that we need to get out of the box if we were to teach in the rural area, to fill the gaps between the urban and the rural area schools. So teacher can make full use of what in their surroundings that the urban school does not have, such as the greenery and the nature around in the rural area, where teacher can make this classroom more enjoyable by having outdoor lessons, for example. So not only that, in terms of necessities such as internet connection or technology, teachers can urge the schools to build an ICT lab for the student to use. So because it's their rights to learn technology, because with all the technological advancement in our world right now, it is really a necessity for students to learn technology in their lessons. So this is from an article that I've read about teachers in the rural area in Sarawak. So they said that they overcome the limited internet access by allocating their own money with their colleagues to purchase prepaid Connect Me, despite the fact that the price is quite expensive, because the existing free broadband network in their school is insufficient to meet the needs of the current teachers' assignment, because they have lots of material to prepare, and all the assessment that they need to uh, to do with the students. So we can see that being a teacher is a challenging career in the rural area, because as they need to sacrifice a lot of things, but it is also our role as teachers to give education to our student itself. So that is all from me. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Miss Awi, for sharing regarding the the role of teacher in solving the issues regarding the access in education. So without wasting time, let us move on to the last question for today's forum. So as we have mentioned just now, there are few roles the teacher can take in order to overcome some of the current issue in the new curriculum. So let's come the last question. So why is it important for the teachers to know the issues and challenges in the education system? So I will point at this question to Miss Awi. So what is your point of view?
So for the last question, I believe that it is important for teachers to know the issues happening to the education system. And because currently our education it changes rapidly according to the trends, especially with the technologies that were introducing that new applications and strategies that they can be used in the classroom. For example, that we all know that were used global wide. We can see that many teachers spread their knowledge by posting videos on TikTok, which attract students because it is interesting, not rigid, and also funny to watch the video. So therefore, teachers can take time and learning and and adapt to the fast changes, uh, which they can attend to the workshops or seminars uh, that were provided by the schools. So I think this is why teachers really need to knows all the issues and challenges in education system so that we does not fall behind with all the trends that changing nowadays.
Yes, I'm totally agree with your point, Miss Awi. As a teacher, we should always adapt ourselves with the current education trend. So, how about you? What is your opinion, Miss Sophia?
In my opinion, I believe that teachers should know the current issues and challenges in the education system because they are the one who imparts the knowledge to the students. So they should know what is currently happening in our education system, especially the issues and challenges that happen in our education. So by having some ideas on the latest issues, they will prepare themselves with the appropriate knowledge to solve the issues. So they will also be able to find and decide the best strategies to be applied in their teaching and learning session so that the students can learn effectively with the guidance from the teachers. As mentioned by panel one just now, like teachers can equip themselves with technology knowledge like using TikTok in education. Um, for example, an English teacher in Kelantan, which is Mr. Asai, he used TikTok to enhance the pupils' proficiency by asking them to pronounce the words correctly. So from the video, we can see that it is a good alternative to improve students' pronunciation skills by giving them an exposure of TikTok. So I can see that his method is actually very effective in improving the pupils' proficiency. That's all from me.
Okay, thank you, Miss Sophia, for the interesting sharing regarding the use of TikTok in teaching the grammar and vocabulary. So, as of March 28, 2020, the COVID 19 pandemic is causing more than 1.6 billion children and youth to be out of school in 161 countries. This is close to 80% of the world's enrolled students. So that is why we as a teacher, our role is very important to know regarding the issue, the current issues and challenges regarding our education system, as we can do something by prevent it or to to prevent it and solve it as we as a teacher help to solve the problem among the curriculum implementation in our country. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen. So now we come to the question and answer session. So if you have any question or anything you want to further ask, you can comment at the session below. And finally, we come to the end part of our presentation for today. So we'd like to say thanks again to the presenter for such an informative and interesting talk. So hopefully the presentation, the forum today will be beneficial for everyone. So thank you for your attention.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Mr. Moderator, for this such
Okay,
lovely time.
thank you.